What's up everyone, PureChaosX here, with a severe cramp in his right foot. Yes, here's part 4 of the Tamiya TGS restoration video series, and this one's not going to be anything other than really just showing off the car in its rebuilt state, all nice and clean, with all the new parts on, and just kind of showing it off as it is after I've kind of finished with it. Obviously part 5 will be the engine test, but for now I'm just going to go through the car in its pre-built or rebuilt state. So the body's scrubbed up quite nicely. There's still a ton of scratches on it which I just can't get rid of, but for all intents and purposes I think it actually came out quite nicely after a bit of a clean. Removed some stickers that were like really peeling badly just because they were making it look ugly. And in doing so, it actually worked quite nicely. I had to cut the front splitter off because it had split, and the side skirts had also split. I was worried it would look a bit weird, but it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad, especially with the new wheels and tyres that I put on, and by new I mean used. I've had them for years, but I think they look nicer than those gold ones, to be honest. It's a shame that they weren't a slightly lighter silver to sort of match everything else, but I think they actually work a lot better. So yeah, I did try and fix all the splits on the front, which I'll show you once I take the body off. I did put some mesh on the front there, just to sort of, not really to filter anything, but just to make it look a little bit nicer. I didn't bother with the window there. So sprayed the sides of the spoiler silver because they were scratched. I had to sand those down, so thought, you know what, instead of just painting them black, I'll paint them silver, just to give it like a little continuous colour for the side of the car. And obviously I repainted the wing mirrors silver. This one, as you can see, is quite a bit bent compared to that one. This is the one that snapped that I repaired. I've done a decent job, I think, at hiding the glue line, or the snap line, but yeah, I'm guessing that's what caused it to snap. It got bent in like a rollover, and yeah, it bent and then snapped. So, but yeah, other than that, and I did actually have to cut this piece of the sticker off, and I put my own piece on, again, just to make it look a little bit nicer. So it's, I thought I'd pick red, even though it's a completely different red to that one. So let's take off the body. Yeah. Yeah. Put those over there. And yeah, we sprayed the inside of the body. I repaired these splits with some more polycarbonate. Just there. There's the mesh. I've stuck these ones on, but not the other ones, because these are like an oval shape, and these make it easier to get the body on, just because it can move backwards and forwards a little bit. Not quite sure what that is, but yeah, other than that, the body shell did come out quite nicely, all things considered. And here is the car. I'm not quite sure if you can remember what it was like in part 1, but it was absolutely filthy. It was like a walking disease. There was so much stuff in it. I feel like you would have called the CDC at some point. But yeah, so many rusty screws. I mean, I've used some of the same screws that I've just removed the rust from. So yeah, I did quite well. I did quite well at removing the screws, removing the rust, sorry. And some of the screws have been replaced completely. But yeah, so much nicer. You can actually touch it. I literally had to wear like surgical gloves, or you know, like those kind of rubber gloves, when taking this apart, just because of how filthy it was. I was too scared to touch it. But it did clean up quite nicely. So I was a bit unfortunate about the chassis because it was badly scratched, so I used some sandpaper and then some fine sandpaper, and then did everything I could to try and give it like a nice, kind of like a polished black, like this. Obviously it wasn't going to happen, but all in all of my efforts, yeah, it doesn't look too bad, I guess. It looks better in person. Got the semi-slick tyres that actually came from the TL01. that I restored some months ago. They've got absolutely no grip, but you know, they might bed in when you I can't speak at the moment. They might get worn in when it gets used, and they might get a bit of grip back. So yeah, all that cleaned. And there's one of the new servos, with the other one being under here. Fuel tank, or nitro tank, all really nice and clean now. New heatsink, because I obliterated the other one trying to drill out all 4 screws because they'd rounded off. And put in a new glow plug. It's a HPI one, so hopefully it should be good. Some new fuel lines that I had spare. I could have gotten a new brake shoe, but I decided against it since I'm going to sell it anyway, so I'll let the other person, the new owner, can do some upgrades as they see fit. Pinched this air filter off of the Acme Condor. Still want to get the Acme Condor running properly. Needs a whole new engine, to be honest. So I'm not even going to bother with the current engine in that thing. The engine is absolutely crap. So, but yeah. I had these spare ones of these lying around because these are basically just TT01 parts, and so are the A-arms. So lower A-arms replaced, these pieces replaced, these replaced, but not these ones because I didn't have any spare ones of those. And that's about it. Everything else was fine. I mean, other than like some cosmetic damage, like scratches, nothing was broken and nothing was missing. So that was really fortunate. Yeah. And there's the new shocks. These are just some cheap Chinese ones, which have no oil in them. So I put some oil in. These springs are so stiff. I was going to put some of the original Tamiya ones on, but these things are so difficult to take off and put back on again. I just can't be bothered. It'll probably be fine. If the new owner wants to put Tamiya ones on, they can. So, and of course the engine was free, which is good. I didn't have to do anything with that. I like that. The carburetor was stuck. I had to pull that off. Hopefully I've got it lined up correctly. So yeah, not really much left to say other than it's now clean and is ready for its sort of first test run. So, but I mean, this is kind of why I prefer electric. I can just like literally test an electric car straight away. I don't need any nitro. Just charge a battery, plug it in, and I can test it. Whereas with this, I've got to wait. I'm not at the moment able to take this out to test. I might need to get some new nitro. I don't know because I'm running low, and yeah. But it is what it is. I will try and start the engine hopefully soon. Apparently in the UK we're getting some sunshine for 2 days and then it's going to be like rainy again, so I will try to get this tested before the rain starts, otherwise I'm going to be bloody delayed again. And then we'll stick this on eBay, and yeah, I might see if I can get enough to get the car that I actually wanted. We'll see. But just because the car that I wanted was 140, this was 135, but the seller dropped it to 100, so I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to get that. And the idea is to basically sell this, hopefully for a decent amount of profit, and get the car I originally wanted. Unfortunately, the seller doesn't have make an offer activated on it, so I might have to get it for 140, I don't know. We'll see. But yes, all in all, I'm actually quite pleased with how this has come out, and so I just hope that the engine actually runs. Otherwise, all this would have been for now, and I'll have to sell it probably at a bit of a loss. But yeah, the chassis came out nice. The body shell actually came out nice, ignoring all the scratches. Despite the fact I had to cut things off and remove some decals, it actually seems to work fine. It looks fine. I got the body sitting, hopefully, just the right level as well. So yeah, doesn't look too bad without the splitter. And like I said, I had to repair some of the splits. This is kind of bugging me because this sticks up a bit. But, you know, it is what it is. I was working with what I got. It's not easy to repair polycarbonate. Can't use super glue because it just melts the paint. So I use some Tamiya's double-sided tape, which is really good. It's like really strong stuff, that. So yeah, and I believe in every van has just pulled up. Just double check it is every, and they're not coming over here. Yep, it's every, and they're not coming over here, so that's fine. Oh, although I am expecting a collection with the Royal Mail soon, so I better keep my ears open for that. So yeah, not really much left to say. Just sort of showing an update to the rebuilt car and chassis, and how good it looks after that monstrous cleaning I had to do to it, and all those new parts, and most of it old parts, just cleaned up. So yeah, all good. I'm going to leave it there for now, because yeah, nothing really left to say. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I shall return with part 5 when we are hopefully going to be testing this thing, seeing if the engine runs, and if it does, excellent. Take some photos, pop it on eBay, and see if anyone wants it. But the fact that the guy had to reduce the price of this from 135 to 100 just to, you know, get me to buy it because nobody else was, it doesn't look good for how much I want to try and sell it for. So yeah, we'll see. So anywho, thank you for watching. I'll see you in part 5, and hopefully this thing will purr like a kitten. So, or whatever. Yeah. See you in part 5. Part 5, which is also a V. Bye!